in between, like, what do you reckon the conversation?
That question?
No, you're going to say, well, they got 16 rounds.
Well, they got 21 actually. Yeah. That's a classic mistake James made. I think it was James or Sadicus. They thought that you could win with 16 rounds, but we've seen here, NiP got 16. They didn't win. So.
Yeah, well, they did get 16 rounds. Just
they didn't.
They got a few more as well.
Yeah, well.
Still forgotten the question.
See, diffused yourself there.
I haven't diffused.
You've diffused. What was the kind of difference?
Yeah,
TSM,
what do you reckon was going on in the team,
yeah.
communication-wise, conversation-wise for TSM? Because it can't have been nice getting 16 wand.
I think they were just actually in the game this time. Like on Inferno, they never was in the game.
They just didn't join the server.
Yeah, it felt like that at least. And after they lost the pistol round, especially after Device did that like jumping from C to spawn, I thought, okay, maybe they will just go on full tilt once again. But Sipnik's just playing great the first few weapon rounds, and they're just starting rolling.
Cool. We are ready for Cash, which is our last map of the day, of the tournament. Let's find out who's going to be our winners. Take it away, guys.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, Cash. What are your expectations going to Cash? How do you feel TSM match up against NiP? Yeah, that's the first obvious question.
I think this is by far the most unpredictable maps between these two teams. Of these three maps, it's extremely even between Terrorists and CT. Is probably the most even map, and I don't remember the last time I saw these guys playing each other in this actually. So I'm actually completely clueless. If TSM keeps playing like they did,
sounds great.
Yeah, I actually think TSM will win based on how they played on Cash, or sorry, Dust 2. But if NiP gets to the level they were on Inferno, I think they can win. So it's a completely open map.
All right. Well, we'll take it as it comes then, and see how things progress. As far as TSM and how their play on Cash is, do you know much about their team? Have you played a lot against them? What kind of setups do they like? What can we expect?
I just think they play very, very standard, as they do on Dust 2.
Is there like a player in particular, or do they like double up setups? How?
I actually don't know. I think they like mix it around a little. Usually just go for one op, and like the standard way of playing the ops on Cash is just having it run around. Sometimes it peeks A main, sometimes it peeks B, sometimes you're even in mid just looking at the boost. So I think they're just doing the standard thing of having like an opper that can take any position and just playing standard Cash.
So something I think previously that I see from NiP, they don't have. I mentioned this before when we saw Cash from earlier today. They don't really have kind of set ways to take mid. They kind of like kind of wing it with some of their smokes and their molotovs. Do you think this is going to be something that could be problematic, or?
Yeah, I actually think so. However, I think why a lot of teams do that is because they think they really need those nades for the like actual push in the later stages of the round, and it's actually live here. TSM starting as Terrorists.
And it's an A retake kind of setup here from NiP. So they want to give away the A bomb site and make sure they have a strong defense on B. It will be A, and the retake will begin to commence once they confirm that it's actually going to be the plant here. And if the smokes are down, Gero trying to find a quick, easy frag and safely dropping off after his position is exposed. So really standard stuff here from NiP. Everything is going according to as their strategy was kind of preparing them for, and TSM now the bomb ticking away. Now perfect setup here, 5 versus 5 into this retake. Now let the madness begin. They've got Get Right back into the mix as Carrigan is on the core boxes with the Tech 9. He's sitting in the smoke and run through. Oh, gets slapped by Alu, and all of them go down. It's Device who is just putting bullets in with the Glock. There's nothing he can do against facing 5 players. The kit on exists. He's got enough time for the defuse, and NiP survive and a retake. It works very well.
Yeah, pretty standard pistol round for NiP. You want to go for the B stack because it's a harder site to retake, having Ali just peeking from the car towards the spawn. And yeah, NiP winning that retake, it's usually kinda hard to win it. You usually get a lot of trades, but NiP just crushing that defense of TSM on the A site.
Okay, well, not much for TSM to buy as they are waiting for the next round after getting the bomb planted. That's, of course, an extra $800 added to their economy in the previous round. So if they could get another bomb down, that would be really sick. They could even bring the AWP out. And in fact, they get a kill straight away. That's going to make Forest his life very difficult. He gets tagged down and eliminated. The bomb is actually down, and one of those weapons is probably recoverable, potentially, as TSM have Karrigan running around the back. This is quite a mission, quite a crazy flanking mission there from Karrigan. If his teammates can survive for long enough, he might actually be able to get some damage done. These pistols very dangerous. Now NiP are running out of players. Just 2 left. This round is very strong here from TSM. Device over the top. Oh, gets the frag with the M4, but he's defusing. He's holding the defuse. How did they let that happen?
Why didn't he peek? He was on top of him. He must have heard the defuse sound. Why wouldn't he go after he got the first one? Why wouldn't he just go 1 step ahead and look down? He had one player, like a teammate.
He must not have heard the defuse. That's the only explanation. Is that he couldn't have heard the defuse. That's the only explanation.
And I really like the round for TSM. You saw Karrigan opening the door, firing 2 P250 shots just straight into the wall, making the guy on A just looking away for like half of a second. And that made TSM able to run out to the forklift and almost clutching that round.
Okay, well, I mean, TSM, they did get the bomb down 2 times, so they have a pretty decent buy for the 3rd round. They got full nades, they have the M4 on Karrigan, sorry, and also on Device. So pretty good spread of weapons here for TSM to play with after those bombs were planted, and still 5 smokes actually, so they could go for a delayed play, like the wall of smokes on middle if they wanted to get the B play going. There's every option available still. Oh, wow, nice pick there from Device. Now Get Right's going to try to see if he can get a trade frag, but there's nobody to trade on. Not just yet at least. Ali in with the scout. Good shot there from him as they are holding it down, but there's one player pretty close to his position, gets the flick shot, gets the tag, but not the kill there. Get Right moving on close now with the FAMAS. Needs to clean things up on the bomb site, but he gets eliminated immediately. It's Exist to provide a result, but Device coming in from the back with the silenced M4. Again, Dupree, he just has to survive. Give time for the flanker to do his work. Gets the kill onto Exist. With the silencer, does Freiberg even know where his teammate died from?
He must know. I think he's just waiting for a peek here.
And there is the peak. We've got another reposition.
But look at the
from
plan.
Device.
This is impossible for Freiberg.
Can't even get the first kill. Good stuff there from TSM. They pick up the round, and after so much damage, NiP, this is the worst. This is really bad for them. Their economy is completely screwed. Nothing to play with. TSM off to a fantastic start.
Yeah, and we see NiP here with going for a half force buy. 4 smokes actually. Maybe they have something special planned here. I don't know, but if they lose this, they're going to go for another eco. So great start here for TSM. Probably gonna take the lead 3-2.
So it's got to be double eco here for NiP after being reset. So this is about TSM taking clean rounds to build their economy, to give them a buffer later on if there's any mistakes or lost rounds as NiP start to get the buys rolling in. So here is the Molotov for forklift. Again, clearing out a position. They won't have to worry about that when they push in. There's a smoke actually from NiP actually. They've thrown all their smokes now. Now can they get the frags done with the pistols close range? So far so good for TSM. Pushing on in. Ali does get a frag there onto Device, but the gun goes down and it is a nice round for TSM.
And you actually talked about these kind of anti-ecos earlier. We see NiP do it on B, on Dust 2, where you basically just use Molotovs, you use HEs to deny positions, and you just slowly push the site. And because then it doesn't matter if they have stacked it, because if they have stacked it, they're gonna die to the Molotovs.
Right.
Or at least they have to show themselves.
Yeah, they have to be running, so they're less accurate, they give you easy shots. Yeah, it's and the weird thing is that we're not seeing it, we haven't seen it more often, because it seems, because if you think about it, if you want to take that investment, it should be kind of guaranteed. Those rounds should become kind of guaranteed.
Yeah, especially if you approach the round in that way.
Yeah.
Like you could easily, if you use 3 molos on the site on A, there's basically no positions left.
You can't stand anyway. Yeah. You get the red container and the forklift and either the quad boxes or the corner behind Squeak. There's a lot that you can do with those Molotovs. Either way, we're into the next eco here for NiP, and they're all going over the top into middle straight away. TSM going to use those ranges to their advantage. Another good opener against pistols. Dupree is the vanguard of A main at the moment, just ever watchful over any kind of push coming in from NiP, but there is nothing to be found here for NiP, and you can't even hear any stepping. Of course, another bonus of this position is if they did actually push mid and a rotation was forced, you can hear this, maybe the running and then peek out and get a frag, but not much here. NiP holding tight at the moment. AK actually in the hands of Get Right. Really want to take that into the next round, to be honest.
Yeah.
Do you think he should have used the Molotov there?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not much for him to really get done with it, surely.
he actually threw it there. Yeah. Oh yeah. You mean if you should have used it?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like a good. It's quite. I mean, they're quite expensive.
I don't know. Maybe he thought he could like deny the plant to go down by throwing the ball into the frame. But I actually agree with you. He should have just saved the Molo because after that smokes goes down and you're in a 3v3 and you have ecos, there's basically nothing you can do. It's not like they could have won that round from that situation.
Yeah. And they did actually all die. I mean, Get Right was so far forwards because he was trying to apply pressure that he did end up dying as well. And of course, they did have the buy coming up in this round. So perhaps that was the idea there. They wanted to commit everything to just get the damage done and have the best possible chance to force the ecos out and just put it all on this round. So TSM 3-2. Can survive NiP now. But look at the mid presence here for NiP. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I think they're really expecting TSM to walk out the boost again, trying to push middle.
But so far, it's TSM are taking it really, really slow. You can see that NiP haven't really spotted anything, and it's starting to get towards the point where you would expect some kind of movement from the Ts as they try to take some map control, whether it be mid, A main, or B storage. There are players in B storage, but they're quite defensive here, not even anywhere close to the vent room or the checkers area. Looks like potentially a delayed mid take into a B split here. But they are actually dispersing once again.
But look at the clock, actually only 45 seconds left. With no trade.
Here we go though, they are pushing in, and indeed the B split is the play here from TSM. Exists by the headshot area. He smokes off his reinforcements. He's going to have to hold. He's doing an excellent job finding both quick headshots. It's just 2 players left for TSM, and the bomb is down in the middle of the site. There's surely no way they can recover this one now. NiP are all over this, and the time is really against them. But they're going to try to push in anyway. Exist! This guy is doing such a good job holding. NiP going to take the round, and TSM, the kind of bog standard, like very delayed B split doesn't pay off at all.
And a crucial thing in that round for NiP was that they only lost 1 player. It means that they will be able to bank up, not be in that range of only needing to lose 1 round to reset their economy, and yeah, way too passive play there from TSM. They, at 45 seconds, there were like no trades on the map. They had gained no ground whatsoever, so I don't see why they would just sit back and wait. So.
Okay, well, Alu is expectant of that run over the top, over the boost, but it's not happening just yet. It's the A splits being set up here for TSM, and already actually NiP are 2 players in position. And did they actually throw the smokes over there? Yeah, I guess they did indeed. Didn't see it in action, but there are the smokes. Get that quick angle, covering Toxic, covering the outer catwalk.
It's just going to be a fake. They're going to go for the B push now.
Oh, Alu gets completely annihilated. Great kill there from KGB in middle, and now they're pushing into the B bomb site. We do have actually Freiburg. He's just going to hold B storage here for the retake on his team. That's really smart there by Freiburg, keeping himself alive, waiting for his teammates to come in all at once together. Again, giving the plant, not being afraid to allow TSM to put the clock on the CTs. Zipnik's going to flash himself forwards. That's even smarter. The proactive play here from Zipnik is going to keep TSM in an advantage as it goes to a 3-on-3, and KGB eliminates Get Right. Now Freiburg, he's alone in this retake scenario. He's got 3 players to kill. There's number 1, KGB. Great reaction there from Freiburg, but he's just too low after that fight. Another round by TSM, and that fake actually worked amazingly, but partly because KGB instantly killed Alu on the push over the top and mid.
Yeah, exactly. And once again, Zipnik is showing great decision making. Like, he knew Freiburg had that B storage, and that's the only reason why he pushed through that smoke. He would never have done that otherwise, but because he knew, like, okay, the CTs just have too much ground now. I have to make a move towards CT spawn and gain some ground back, and I think that's actually why they won that retake.
Okay, well, TSM taking control of the first half at the moment with the plays like this. We can see NiP back to eco, big push in, and great stuff here from Exist, able to take a quick kill onto Dupree, so that's going to help matters a little bit. They don't really have the weapons though to get much damage done, and these grenades are working perfectly for TSM. They're down to 3 players, make that 2 actually. The pistol suddenly coming to play, and Cajun B is going to be providing cover there for Carrigan, and he should be able to get the angle. Oh my god, Forest does actually take down Carrigan. That's a huge round for NiP. Look how much damage they did.
Yeah. Cajun B actually only had 16 HP there, so if Forcer would have just landed 1 shot on him, they're on A main, they would have actually won that round. And yeah, 4 kills for NiP, just as you said, so very pressured economy here for TSM.
It's kind of crazy, sometimes these rounds just happen, you look at it and it's like, nah, that can't happen. But out of nowhere, all those frags, the players on this level, and a really fast push here over the top into middle there from TSM, and it's not looking too bad actually as they trade 1 for 1, which is pretty good for them, and it's going to force NiP back a little bit. They're going to catch Exist up on short. He was really exposed, and they're moving in for that play through A main at the same time, just wrapping into that bomb site, and they've got it under control, and the bomb will be planted. And they're waiting at a very sneaky angle. Ooh, just spots the shoulder of Cajun B, but cannot find the kill just yet. Now, Freiberg is nearby, so Ali has waited successfully. He knows Cajun B is there. He might even be able to see just like a pixel or 2 of him, but he just can't get through the forklift. And there is both players on the double peak. Very, very nice there by NiP. Great team play. And Zipnik's 28 HP. He's not got much health. Bomb is ticking away. They've got to go for him. Oh, going to jump over the top. Freiberg. Great movement there, and that actually made the difference for a very quick kill. There's no way for the quad position to be played to delay, and that was the entire play there that Zimnis had to rely on. So Freiberg.
Yeah, excellent retake here from NiP. I was certain that TSM was actually going to pick that round up, especially after they did such a great ace split here. And we actually see, thanks to those 4 kills by NiP, already forcing TSM to an eco here, or not an eco, like a cheap force buy with 2 techs and 2 P250s. 3 techs actually.
And all the nades. So they're going to go for the A execute. No messing around here. And all we have is get right close with the mag 7. This is going to get crazy. But already in NiP, they see the very telegraph push. Get right in with the mag, waiting for a few players to go through. Gets a couple buck shots there, but not going to get a single kill. That's really important there for TSM, but they are getting quite low, and you can see that these Tech 9s not really living up to the task here, but the bomb should go down, and it does indeed. Again, a really open plant here. They can be covered from so many angles. NiP taking this slow and steady, and actually TSM looking great now. Here comes Alu. He goes down to quite low health. Forest jumping on in, but the time is really ticking away here. This is going too slowly for NiP. They need to get these frags faster, but it's not happening. They're all going down. All very low here for TSM, but the round will be won. And that's a pretty crazy round to win. NiP, no money. They've been reset. And this is TSM's chance now to get momentum back into the match.
A very simple round there for TSM, just walking out of A main after a pop flash. A bit lucky that Getright was there all alone with a mag as well. But yeah, still managing to win that round, and now NiP is the one that has to eco, or has low economy at least.
Okay, well, it's going to be pretty tough for them to bring themselves back, unless they can get one of those crazy rounds where just all the pistols are connecting. Freiberg looking for the deke, the 1 deke. Oh, nasty grenade there. Some fire as well for his troubles. They want a Freiberg barbecue up in checkers. There he is getting challenged. Good stuff there from Cajun B. We'll finish him off. Freiberg unable to get that quick pick. That could have made things a little bit hairy for TSM, but NiP, it feels like they aren't really able to get these... they haven't had a consistent... their weapons consistently, really. It's so back and forth. And would you be worried if you're NiP at this point when... Well, not necessarily worried, but I mean... You would expect more CT rounds from them with how the game's going.
Yeah, as we talked about earlier, cash is really even, but I think you might want to at least get like 7 or 8 rounds as CT, and by the looks of it now, that's not going to happen for NiP. And if we can get the scoreboard up, I'm actually kind of interested to see how much mana NiP has. Okay, I don't think they will be able to buy an AWP now. That's if Forced will drop one, but I actually think NiP will go for another eco, and they're actually going to go for the tactical timeout here.
I really like that this is being used so much by NiP specifically. Actually, I think it was Fiflaren who was talking to me about this, saying that, hey, you know, one of the ways NAR2 can really help them is to like help calm them down, and also to help them. Okay, so actually for a technical issue, so well, hey, they're getting a free technical timeout out of the technical issue. So what else? But no, he's making the point that it's important for NiP to settle down and calm down when stuff's not going their way, and to take time to talk about things and to get their head back into the game, and not just kind of settle in maybe any bad emotions, and just make sure that they're focused on what they need to do. Not be afraid to go for those timeouts. But yeah, it's the next eco for them. TSM should be going to those 8 rounds unless Alu can do something with this M4, and they do have an aggressive mid play on Cash here, so, into the. Are they going to go for counter boost? I think they're actually boosting over the top to RNIP with Forest potentially. Actually, yes, exist over the top. Oh, and the bomb's actually down in mid there. I don't know if they heard him. Spots one player, and unfortunately for Exist, he's not able to get one of those very sneaky engagements.
I'm very surprised that TSM didn't have a guy that checked boost.
A very wise man once told me that whenever you're ahead, you know this person. It's Sun, not known as whenever he is, but he said something that was very true. Whenever you're ahead in a game, you need to. One of the questions you have to immediately ask yourself is, how can I lose from this position? And that's one of those positions, and we have a very, very low TSM. The bomb does go down, but good damage done here so far by NiP. GetRight's cleaning the site up, and they have to play a very, very strong team play game here now, because they cannot afford to get to even peak all that much, because GetRight's got full health. He's got the AK-47. It's a pretty decent plant, though. He's trying to bait them out, but he doesn't have a kit. So this should be impossible for GetRight here. And indeed, they are playing it perfectly. Not a single peek between them. Good play, smart play from the Danes. And when you're playing correct Counter-Strike like this, things do tend to go your way.
Yeah, and just really good play there from TSM, not over-peeking. They probably knew he didn't have a kit. And yeah, GetRight probably knew as well that there's basically nothing he could do from that position, even though both TSM player was really low.
Okay, well, 8-4 now. The AWP comes into Forest's hands, and is he going to be on B? Or is he going to be playing mid? What kind of position can we expect from Forest? He's actually on B indeed. He's playing very well there earlier today on this map. Occasionally going to get boosted over the top. And again, strong mid presence here from NiP. They got a guy on sandbags, although it was Exist just leaving mid, so kind of leaving it at the start of the rounds now. Back into the A defense.
Boosting 2 players there. Are they going for the A fake here to B split? It actually looks like just a regular mid take.
He just wants to take the open angels here. No nades really to support his push. He is not necessarily alone. He's got Dupree with him, and he's actually holding onto the bomb here as well. So he definitely needs support, and they are coming back in. It looks like they might be going for the B play. They've potentially trying to pull some rotation towards the A bomb site. Forest going to pick up the kill onto Dupree. So NiP is still ready for any kind of play. They're switching back in towards an A movement now, and I'm going to try to wrap on to the 2 players who are settled on that bomb site for NiP, Alu and GetRight. In comes Exist from a CT main, and it's looking pretty strong right now for NiP. Device and Zipniks trying to get themselves onto this bomb site, but that bomb indeed being dropped where it is. How the hell are they going to recover that? NiP all over this at the moment, and time is really a big issue. 20 seconds left in the round. As Device gets himself back onto the upper or the outer catwalk. Just trying to spot those players. There's no time really for them to get this bomb recovered. Just trying to get some damage done. And NiP are going to hold on with the double ops, and actually, are they going to be able to take him down? There it is. Good stuff there from NiP. Very, again, great counter-strike from them. Good fundamentals. And they close out the round. They never looked like they were wavering, or they never looked like they were being sold by TSM in that round.
Great round from NiP there. TSM going for their standard mid-take, and usually you do that because you want to deny the CTs to just have one guy like strafing sandbag, strafing white box, to just have the information, okay, nobody's mid. You just want to push him back and tell them, like, we can be in middle. And actually we see a fast push here towards the B side from TSM.
This is going to help NiP get a team kill onto a teammate there. It's going to be Forest and Ali just taking no prisoners with the AWPs. Stuff here from NiP. 8-6 now the score, as they are going to start claiming rounds back and definitely making a respectable half of this now. They had a lot of trouble early on, but now the setup's rolling in, the AWPs are in play, things are going much better for them. And TSM are struggling. They've got no money really on this last round for the first half. So this should be 7-8.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what TSM tries here. By the looks of it, they might just go for their A push, where they just walk up close to A main, but yeah, the bomb is going into A main now.
Yeah, I think NiP are pretty well equipped to deal with this. They're expecting the push to come in. Exist is doing that move where he kind of crosses over as he's anticipating the push to beat out the grenades. It's working wonderfully. They're all going down here. Great flashes. I mean, again, they knew what was coming. Great counter grenades to deal with the rush. NiP 7-8, and you can see that they got the last 3 rounds. It could have, you know, it was looking like it was going to go pretty poorly for them, but they're getting themselves a shot on the T half. Is NiP a side that you think has a good T half on Cash?
Yeah, I actually think they're stronger on T than they're on CT, so this is really good for NiP. And usually 8-7 to Ts is just like a regular score you see on Cash.
Yep.
It doesn't really say that's anyone really ahead yet. But considering NiP has a strong T side, I would actually favor them at this point.
And I mean, there's many things about. I mean, talking about how NiP play on the T side. One thing I always like actually is how GetRight plays B Storage alone. Actually, he's super good at creating opportunities there for his team. Just sometimes getting himself into checkers and sometimes just killing 2 players and beating out AWPers with just an AK, stuff like that. Definitely stands out to me. TSM though, of course, they're just great across the board. Like it's so solid on all the defenses. So we're going to be in the pistol round, and we have the kind of A retake play from TSM, but they've got a bit of a mix to it. They've actually got a player pushed in B storage at Dupree, so now they're already preemptively rotating, so they may even be able to stop the bomb from going down. In comes the A split from NiP, and so far indeed it's been tough to get this bomb down, because despite the plant happening, NiP have killed practically everyone. Sorry, TSM killed practically everyone here, and they go for the knife as well. Brutal stuff. And that's kind of a big deal, actually. This early on, just getting a knife, extra 1,500 bucks, that is pretty nice.
Yeah, and once again we're seeing them A retake there on the pistol round, winning it flawlessly. I actually think NiP won that round flawlessly as well when they went for the A retake. So definitely one thing that's going on in the meta on Cash right now.
I actually think NiP's round was a bit better, because that one was much riskier, because they sent like 2 guys into B storage. If it had been a B push, then the kind of A retake thing doesn't really work, because the B play is a bit weird. But is that a second round AWP I see? Yes, it is.
It absolutely is, and I love that it's just peeking the boost, because it's expecting a buy round from NiP now, where they were going to go just full YOLO with the techs, and I know NiP has this round where they just split from the boost, and by the looks of it, they might actually do that now, so great call here for Kerrigan going for that risky second round up.
Yeah, there we go. We've got the boost, boosting 3 players up. You can see you can actually fit 3 players there. There is the flash from Exist. So this is, of course, a bit of a drilled round from NiP. Here it is, the push over the top. Now, Kerrigan would have spotted the flash, gets the wide peak, spots the players, makes the call. The information is the most important part from his play there. And now it's all about maintaining the ranges, maintaining the advantage for TSM. They're doing so at the moment. But NiP still have some map control. No one's died yet, and despite the fact that they've got no armor, no nades, and just P250s, they're into B now. Might be able to force the bomb plant. Occasion B there, over by headshot. He goes down straight away. Great stuff there from Freiburg. Dupree's in trouble. They're swarming his position. Alut gets the shot onto Dupree's head, and it's going to be a bomb down as well for them. Can they recover the weapons and get the shots here? Because Kerrigan just whiffed that one, and Zipnix, he's got a lot of work to do as well. Just for the oh no, looks the wrong way. GetRight gets the kill. What a round here from NiP, forcing Kerrigan all the way back. But he runs into the lurker. Exist takes down the AWPer. They claim 4 weapons from that.
Right now is the best time for shopping at the factory outlets of Lake George. 5 great centers, 1 location. Get all of your favorite designer wear and more. You'll always find award-winning savings on all the best designer and brand names at over 60 stores. The factory outlets of Lake George.
Sublime. I've never seen such good nades consistently. This guy has good timing for sure. And
yeah, this round we will see if TSM will go on tilt after that disastrous anti-eco, or if they can keep their composure and close this one out.
So Karrigan's the only guy with an AWP here, and on a team where basically Device AWPs really, of course, incredibly well, KGB also, and Karrigan, it's very interesting the versatility that they have on a map like this, where AWPs are so good from pretty much every position on the map, A, mid, and B. Forest opening the door, it's, again, a very common move from Forest. I mean, this is super standard here from NiP. Forest, like, just harassing around A and Squeak, and you've got, of course, Get Right being a nuisance towards B storage. Very standard kind of split and pick opening from NiP. And you're going to get flashed over the top for a pick. What's he going to find? Devices by Sandbags.
Freiburg is actually down there under the boost. I don't think Device knows he's there.
Oh, that's actually a tag there onto Forest, but Device, he's not looking the right way. Freiburg gets the drop onto him. That's a really important frag. Freiburg trying to push the issue, going up the short to see if he can capitalize. He's going to push into CT main now as well. So this position, if he just holds this, they've got some time to just be really annoying, and he can, of course, cut off rotation as they go for the B execute. Dupree and Cage and B need an absolute miracle to hold this. There is the first frag. Cage and B going for the spray. What can he find with this? He runs out of bullets, pulls out the pistol. There's nothing he can do, and all of a sudden, there's nothing left for TSM but to save. That's all they can do. That's all they can do. And what a round from NiP.
And just so smart play from Freiburg right there. He went out the boost and he just dropped down immediately because he knew he was going to avoid the regular sandbag peak angle then, and it just came from that lower angle and just surprised Device. And after he went into the connector, just cutting up all the rotation from NiP, there was basically nothing TSM could do.
Yeah, that's like a very cool, like, kind of initiative sort of play that kind of made the round there. I imagine Freiburg just everything in his gut, like his instincts, just told him just go for this move, and that just made it impossible. Even if things went poorly there, and they're going to commit a lot of resources to take down these players on TSM. They really want to crush the economy and just remove those weapons super fast, but. sitting there behind the smoke. He's got a nasty angle. Oh my god, they're not looking his way. They both turn. Bit of miscommunication there. That could have gone very poorly, and indeed, it could get scary. But Xyp9x, what can he get? 2 quick kills there as he stays alive, and all of a sudden, Carrigan with the AWP puts it to a 1-on-2 for Alu. Moving in with the AK-47 now. Might be able to save this one. Can take it slow. Spots, I think, just the helmet there. Gets the frag onto Xyp9x, forcing the 1-on-1. Carrigan now with the AWP that he saved. Has to try to see if he can get a better angle, and Carrigan saves the round. What a play there from TSM. So fast, pushing into A. I mean, they didn't know 100% for sure. Went to kind of just move generally, just the majority of the lineup towards A, kind of gambling a little bit. And then they confirmed the push and had the players in place.
And I think NiP did the perfect call though. Like,
yeah.
They were thinking like, okay, what's the best way we can do so Carrigan can't utilize that AWP at all? Okay, we will smoke up A. And just go for the straight A push. Like, there's no AWP position you can stand on site, which is actually good. The weird thing is, TSM actually had 1 flash on each player. Just being able to delay NiP for so long. Just having 5 guys on the site when the push actually came in.
And actually, that's we just saw a really sick opening here from TSM as well. They got the incendiaries onto the boost position to allow them to position close onto team main, but it's actually Carrigan who's even completely denying the boost players. So not only is he keeping his friends safe, he's actually just making the rounds look kind of easy at the moment for TSM. So 3 versus 5 now for NiP.
Yeah, and NiP just going for a straight up A play. They just have to challenge all the TSM players now because they have to trade. You cannot win after a retake when you're 5v3.
Okay, so it's gonna have to be big plays. Carrigan does get the tag, but not the kill there onto Freiberg. And Carrigan does get the second follow-up. Get right, goes down, but Freiberg gets the trade. Things looking very good. There's so many bodies here for TSM to throw at this that it's not really much of an issue. And that ended up being quite a clean round. They only lost 1 guy, so the money is starting to swing back into their favor towards the end of the match as well.
Yeah, based on the this tournament and CSS, I actually think that Guardian and Kenyas has a challenger for the best AWP in the world. Like, Carrigan has been playing so insanely good these matches with AWP, actually. Just so fast.
Well, big claim there, but we'll have to see how things develop, and now the eyes are going to be on his AWP, and they did give him the AWP. Like, and there were quite a few people saying, okay, Devices is the man that maybe shouldn't be AWPing. Put him on the rifle, having this as a secondary AWP. But we do have the push coming in mid. The wall of smokes, but Device gets the spray down. And they were so blind that no one could even check either right or left. So great counter grenades coming in from TSM, and this is looking insanely strong. Just the Tech 9s, of course, and no armor on some of the players. So another clean round here for TSM as they build a very sturdy economy. That's going to make things really hard for NiP to bring the momentum back to their side.
Yeah, and I wonder if they actually team flashed those 2 NiP players running up, because Device was just sitting there middle, and I have a hard time seeing how any TSM players were throwing in the flash, because they would have flashed Device as well. So I actually think NiP made a mistake there in team flashing themselves there, going up mid.
Okay, well, it's a slow round here for NiP. I think, again, you know, they're watching for maybe TSM to just say, okay, you know what, we're going to mix things up now. We've had some standard rounds where we've just kind of allowed NiP to run into us. Now, it'd be pretty smart for TSM in this situation to do something aggressive, because they've kind of conditioned us to be expecting more passive play. But nothing of the case. And just a quick pop flash. Actually, I think the first time we've really seen that here from TSM in a while. But it's not going to really help them all that much, because NiP are playing so far behind. And a minute left on the clock now.
And very little time here for NiP. They have to commit to this A push, and going to be interested to see if they're going to go for the smokes over the wall there. Looks like they are.
have an aggressive mid play from TSM. I mean, if you have an AWP on A, AWP on B, you do tend to see that setups like this. So TSM with the Vice, he's got the opportunity to have a lot of information, play against NiP players pushing on the boost, as we can see the angle there. Sometimes we see around the 1 minute mark this player kind of falling all the way back to white box just to be able to reinforce a push if they were to be gathering in A main or B storage. But so far, actually, NiP, they haven't really moved to muscle.
They're just playing very passively, and by the looks of it, they're just gonna go for the same A push again. I wouldn't be surprised if they went for the exact same one. Yeah, where they just smoke off those positions and just push out. Usually see 1 or 2 players going out the door.
So in come the smokes, actually, as handily pointed out by Cadian. Our lovely observer. Double AWP here for TSM. Having the smokes down there will definitely make the AWPers' lives hard, and Zipnix gets Molotov out of his position, but he's actually able to pick up the frag anyway. Forrest distracted, Zipnix with 2. Bomb goes down, Exist wrapping around the side. Carrigan missing the close range shot. Oh no! Disaster there for TSM, but they still have the advantage on players, and it falls onto Exist to clutch this one for his team. He does not have any time to play with, and that's going to be TSM winning the round and breaking the economy of NiP. As Threat pointed out, they got nothing left in the bank.
Yeah, and TSM is looking really strong right now. And I just want to say, it looked like Kerrigan's shot actually just went straight through that player. He must have like moved like in the millisecond. And we actually...
We do get a tactical timeout
yeah.
now. Alright.
So, it might be Nato who called it, as you said earlier.
What do you think they should be discussing right now? What do you think is the because there's not it doesn't feel like there's something that's clearly going wrong here. It feels more like, okay guys, I mean what do you think they should be discussing right now? Because I actually don't know how they would approach this situation.
They're probably just thinking, okay, we have gone for A execution the last 3 rounds. I think they won 1 out of 3 there. So maybe they're thinking, okay, we have to do something different. Maybe if you're gonna do for a fake A execute, that will probably be too obvious,
right.
Especially considering they're having the tactical timeout. Because TSM is right now thinking, okay, what is NiP trying to figure out like right now to break us? So I would just say that it should go for like slow mid play, let Freiburg work that right wall in middle towards white box, and just go from there. Because if you have mid, you have so many options. You can either go for the A split, and if things go bad, you can just run back into the vents and go for the straight B push. So just play passive in the first 10-20 seconds of the round, just wait for the Malos on the boost, and then just take mid and go from there.
Yeah, I mean, the other interesting thing is that NiP, like, I guess TSM will also be asking, okay, what does NiP know about us? Because they have been running double AWP, and we're seeing those executes, as you're saying, with the smokes, and that's supposed to work. But as you said, again, it's only worked 1 in like 3 times, so it does raise some questions. As maybe they're thinking, hey, well, maybe we should keep doing that. We should just have been hitting some of the shots. So keep doing that is the right call. But it's going to be the eco in. And nice tag there, Occasion be on 1 HP. Gets a second kill before going down, but he does get eliminated. And that's an AWP actually in the hands of Freiburg right now. In comes Carrigan, just dropping onto Exist. That's kind of a comedic moment there.
Yeah, and after Freiburg and Forrest got those 2 frags, that could have actually been kind of close, but TSM just barely managing to win that round, 14-12, and let's see what NiP decided to do here on the tactical timeout.
Okay, so we have 5 smokes and a single Molotov. To me, the single Molotov, the best usage of it is for the mid take into the vent. Of course, it always depends on what you're doing, but what do you think is most likely for this, most likely intention for the Molotov there for Forrest?
Considering he's at the door, it actually could be to the vent, because you throw it from this area where it's going right now. And yeah, nice great nade. I wonder if it was Zipnix again.
It probably was. No, it wasn't. He's not got an nade. Sorry, he still has a nade. It must have been Carrigan who was playing mid. Oh, gonna have to see now if NiP can win middle here. Of course, Carrigan has been pretty on point so far. Used by Sandbags. This is a very dirty position for the Orb. He's going to get the first frag. Of course, you can't fall back, but if you hit shots like that, it's not going to matter. Double there for Carrigan, as now support has found its way to him. He's going to try to ace the entire team. 3 kills there for him. And Get Right is going to open up towards the B-bomb site. Can he repair some of the damage that has been done by Carrigan? Get Right in just incredibly low, and Carrigan takes down Get Right just with the mere pistol, the USP. Looking for the last player, but it's going to be KGB who finds that frag. And what do you do when the in-game leader of the other team just kills you, one after another?
He actually got 4 kills that round, and I don't know what to do really. Like, they're trying to push mid, he's just standing there at Sandbags. Maybe they should try to go for the wall of smokes. But if you do that, you'll still like giving TSM a lot of grounds. You know, if you throw that wall of smokes in mid, the Sieges know you're not going for the A split basically. So I don't know what NiP can do right now. They're just getting completely outplayed.
This could be it. This could be it, Threat. We're gonna have now match point for TSM and the execute coming into A. Tech-9's armor, nades, Molotovs in the hands of the players of NiP as well. First player sprayed down by Device. Trey coming in though. Simnix at the quad boxes as all the nades come in, and it's not looking too bad at the moment for either team, but 3-on-2 now as Carrigan claims one over the top with the 5-7, and Carrigan finishes it off. You hear them just elated. Amazing stuff. TSM will be our winners here. They'll be crowned champions for the FaceIt Stage 1 LAN Finals live from London, England, and they deserved it.
Yeah, and TSM actually winning 2 events in a row now,
yeah.
so